Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSec, and I'm back with another video. Today's video, we are going to be starting the learning path of Introduction to Cybersecurity. Get started in cybersecurity by hacking your first application, defending against a live cyber attack in a simulated lab environment. Learn about the different cyber careers, roles, and skills required to get your first job in the industry. Now, we're going to go over all these topics here, but this first section here we've already done in the pre-security room, this intro to offensive security, intro to defensive security, and careers in cyber. So we're going to be starting with section 2 here, introduction to offensive security, web application security. Now let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this web application security. Learn about web applications and explore some of their common security issues. Task number 1, introduction. Every one of us uses different programs on our computers. Generally speaking, programs run on our computers using our computer's processing power and storage. Moreover, to use a program, we need to install it first. What if we can use any program without installation? A web application is like a program that we can use without installation as long as we have a modern web browser such as Firefox, Safari, or Chrome. Why isn't Edge or Internet Explorer mentioned here? Just kidding. Let's continue. Consequently, instead of installing every program you need, you only need to browse the related page. The following are some examples of web applications. Webmail, such as Tutanota, ProtonMail, Outlook, and Gmail. Online Office suites, such as Microsoft Office 365. Online shopping, such as Amazon.com, AliExpress, and Etsy. Thousands more examples provide a pyramid of services. Others examples include online banking, money transfer, weather forecast, and social media. And there's an example of what they're talking about here. Looks like some kind of bank website. The idea of a web application is that it is a program running on a remote server. A server refers to a computer system running continuously to serve the clients. In this case, the server will run a specific type of program that can be used or that can be accessed by web browsers. Consider an online shopping application. The web application will read the data about the products and their details from a database server. A database is used to store information in an organized way. Examples include information about products, customers, and invoices. A database server is responsible for many functions, including reading, searching, and writing to the database. The online shopping web application might need more than one database to access, for example, product database, customer database, sales database. We can already see the amount of information stored in any online shopping system. Suppose an attacker managed to hack the web application and steal the customer's database. In that case, this will lead to a significant loss for the company and its customers. The image below shows searching for an item on an online shopping site. In the simplest version, the search will take 4 steps. The first step, the user enters an item, name, or related keyword in the search field. The web browser sends the search keywords to the online shopping web application. Step 2, the web application queries, searches the products database for the submitted keywords. Number 3, the product database returns the search results matching the provided keywords to the web application. 4, the web application formats the results as a friendly web page and returns them to the user. And you can see it here in this infographic here, item search, right? The query, right? And it goes up to 2 here, search database. Hey, you got this back there. Search results are then sent back here. And then number 4, the results are displayed on the web page to the user, right? And let's see here. From the user's perspective, they will only access an elegant online shop where all the technical infrastructure is hidden. Many companies offer bug bounty programs. A bug bounty program allows the company to offer a reward for anyone who discovers a security vulnerability weakness in the company's systems. The main condition is that the found vulnerability is within the bug bounty scope and rules. Among many others, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook have bug bounty programs. Discovering a bug can earn you a few hundred USD to tens of thousands of USD, depending on the severity of the vulnerability, i.e., the weakness you discovered. All right, let's answer some questions here. What do you need to access a web application? Remember, we just need the web browser. So go ahead and type that in there. And let's continue on to task number 2. Task number 2, web application security risk. Let's say that you want to buy an item from an online shop. There are certain functions that you would expect to be able to do on this web application. Most straightforwardly, the online order might go as follows. Step 1, log into the website. 2, search for the product. 3, add the product to the shopping cart. 4, specify the shipping address. Number 5, provide payment details. There are a few main categories of common attacks against web applications. Consider the following steps and related attacks. Log in at the website. The attacker can try to discover the password by trying many words. This attacker would use a long list of passwords with an automated tool to test them against the login page, and then search for the product. The attacker can attempt to breach the system by adding specific characters and codes to search for terms. The attacker's objective is for the target system to return data it should not, or execute a program it should not. And then the last one is provide payment details. The attacker would check if the payment details are sent in clear text or using weak encryption. Encryption refers to making the data unreadable without knowing the secret key or password. We cannot cover everything, but we will present a few formal categories from OWASP Top 10. Don't worry if these techniques sound alien to you. TryHackMe walks you through each vulnerability. Identity and authentication failure. Identification refers to the ability to identify a user uniquely. In contrast, authentication refers to the ability to prove that the user is whom they claim to be. The online shop must confirm the user's identity and authenticate them before they can use the system. However, this step is prone to different types of weaknesses. Example weaknesses include below. Allowing the attacker to brute force. Example, try many passwords, usually using automated tools to find valid login credentials. Allowing the user to choose a weak password. A weak password is usually easy to guess. Storing the user's password in plain text. If the attacker manages to read the file containing the passwords, we don't want them to be able to learn the stored password. And here's an example. You got usernames and passwords here. Anne, Freedom1, Beth, something weird password, and then Christine, Batman 2020. All right, now this bunch here, I'm assuming they mean Beth's supposed to be the strongest one listed out here. All right, let's continue on to broken access control. Hey everybody, just a quick little blurb here. As you can see here, most people that view my channel are not subscribers. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're enjoying the video, please consider hitting the like button. It helps get me in the algorithm, helps spread the good word out there, helps bring more people and increase our glorious community here. All right, I'm all about helping out others. I know what it's like to come up in cybersecurity or even try to get into cybersecurity and not knowing where to look. I'm just having this channel up so I can help out other people. All right, that's all I got. Access control ensures that each user can only access files, documents, images, etc. related to their role or work. For example, you don't want someone in the marketing department to access read the finance department's documents. Example vulnerabilities related to access control include the following here. Failing to apply the principle of least privileges and giving users more access permissions than they need. For example, an online customer should be able to view the prices of the items, but they should not be able to change them. Then the next one is being able to view or modify someone else's account by using its unique identifier. For example, you don't want one bank client to be able to view the transactions of another client. The other one is being able to browse pages that require authentication logging in as an unauthenticated user. For example, we cannot let anyone view the web page before logging in. Next category is injection. An injection attack refers to a vulnerability in the web application where the user can insert malicious code as part of their input. One cause of this vulnerability is the lack of validation and sanitization of the user's input. Next category is cryptographic failures. This category refers to failures related to cryptography. Cryptography focuses on the process of encryption and decryption of data. Encryption scrambles the clear text into ciphertext, which should be gibberish to anyone who does not have the secret key to decrypt it. In other words, encryption ensures that no one can read the data without knowing the secret key. Decryption converts the ciphertext back into the original clear text using the secret key. Examples of cryptography failures include sending sensitive data in clear text, for example, HTTP instead of HTTPS. HTTP is the protocol used to access the web, while HTTPS is the secure version of HTTP. Others can read everything you send over HTTP, but not HTTPS. Relying on weak encryption algorithm. One old cryptographic algorithm is to shift each letter by one. For instance, TryHackMe becomes USZ yada yada yada. This cryptographic algorithm is trivial to break. Using default or weak keys for cryptographic functions, it won't be challenging to break encryption that used 1234 as the secret key. Don't worry if these techniques look challenging or sophisticated at first. TryHackMe has dedicated in-depth rooms to help you understand and experiment with various attacks against web applications. All right, let's answer some questions here. You discovered that the login page allows an unlimited amount or number of login attempts without trying to slow down the user or lock the account. What is the category of this risk? All right, now if you scroll back up here, you'll see that that should be identification and authentication failures. So let's go ahead and paste this in there. There we go. Ah, I forgot the I in there, but you know what it is. And anyway, let's continue on. You notice that the username and password are sent in clear text without encryption. What is the category for this risk? Remember, we just got done talking about that, cryptographic failures. So let's go ahead and copy and paste that in there. And let's continue on to task number 3 here. All right, looks like some practical stuff. Practical example of web application security. This task will investigate a vulnerable website that uses insecure direct object references, also known as IDOR. IDOR falls under the category of broken access control. Broken access control means that an attacker can access information or perform actions not intended for them. Consider the case where a web server receives user-supplied input to retrieve files or objects, files, data, documents, and they are numbered sequentially. Let's say that the user has permission to access a photo named img underscore 1003.jpg. We might guess that there's also an img underscore 1002.jpg and then a 1004.jpg. However, the web application should not provide us with that image even if we figure out its name. In general, an IDOR vulnerability can occur if too much trust has been placed on that input data. In other words, the web application does not validate whether the user has permission to access the requested object. Just providing the correct URL for a user or product does not necessarily mean that the user should be able to access that URL. For example, consider the product page. You got product question mark ID equals 52. We can expect this URL to provide details about the product number 52. In the database, items should be assigned numbers sequentially. The attacker would try other numbers such as 51 or 53 instead of 52. This might reveal other retired or unreleased products if the web application is vulnerable. Let's consider a more critical example. You got user question mark ID equals 16. Basically, it's going to return user ID of 16, right? That's going to be the user assigned to ID 16. Again, we expect the users to have sequential ID numbers. The attacker would be able or would try other new numbers and possibly access other user accounts. This vulnerability might work with sequential files. For instance, if the attacker sees 007.txt, the attacker might try other numbers such as 001, 006, 008. Similarly, if we were ID number 16 and ID number 17 was another user, by changing the ID to 17, you could see the sensitive data that belongs to another user. Likewise, they can change the ID to 16 and see sensitive data that belongs to you. Of course, we assume here that the system is vulnerable to IDOR. All right, so we're going to click View Site, see this action. You will see a page showing an inventory management system. If you click the Plan Shipments tab, you will discover that an attacker has managed to mix up as part of sabotage plans. Notice how they send the wrong tires to each assembly line. For instance, they assign scooter tires and motorcycle tires to bike assembly. If left unfixed, all tires will go to the wrong assembly. We will hack the system and undo the attacker steps on your activity. You can see the activity of one of the users. We will have reason to believe that the website has an IDOR vulnerability. All right, so check the users to discover which user account was used to make the malicious changes and revert them. After reverting the changes, what is the flag that you have received? So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up, take a look. All right, inventory management system manages all shipments related to tires. A competitor sent a group of malicious actors to sabotage our logistics. The attackers used the account of one of the employees and mixed up the planned shipments. If incorrect shipments are sent, production will be delayed. All right, so I guess we're going to take a look in here and see what's going on. Your activity. All right, so employee ID 11. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and go back here. I guess we can take a look at here. Let's do 12. User not found. 13. But user 1. President. Okay. Vice president. All right, what was that? Number 3. No recent activity. So none of these people have done anything in here apparently. Basically gonna keep doing this, going through and trying to search through stuff. All right, after playing around with the IDs here, you should come across ID number 9. As you can see here, this employee is the database administrator. Her name is Alia, and she has done quite a bit of things in here. So let's go ahead and revert all these actions here. There we go, and there we go. There's the flag. All right, that should wrap up this room here. Now, idle vulnerabilities, I'm sure still exist out there, and I'll have some resources in the description area of this video as usual to help you guys along if you're interested in taking a further look into web application security and such. I know Portswigger, the makers of Burp Suite, which is a web proxy application that penetration testers, bug bounty hunters will use to try to discover vulnerabilities in web applications, right? So I'll have some links with more information. If you want to check those out, I highly recommend checking it out and going through Portswigger's security web security academy to learn more about these security vulnerabilities out there. I'm actually going through it myself. But anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Hopefully you found this of value. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel, hit that notification bell, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, comment below your thoughts and opinions. As always, thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you later.